what's in a name. In the case of the Ferrari 812 Superfast, a numerical reference to its 800 metric horsepower, 12-cylinder engine and a not-so-subtle hint at its capability for extreme rates of travel. Only Ferrari, notorious for joyously naming its flagship LaFerrari, could get away with the moniker. But once you get past the super obvious nomenclature, it becomes hard to argue with this on-the-nose model name. If you're lucky enough to have sampled the standard F12 and one of the 799 F12 TDFs offered to Ferrari's most loyal clients, you've got a pretty good idea of the 812 Superfast's personality, which involves a blend of the TDF's edginess and the F12's comfort and usability. Even within the rarefied world of supercars, the 812's athleticism is impressive despite its veil of approachability. More power, to the tune of 789 horsepower, versus the TDF's 769, combined with weight loss of 132 pounds make it the highest performance standard production model Ferrari in history. For reference, the TDF trims an even more impressive 242 pounds, ditching niceties like sound insulation, along with mechanical and aerodynamic improvements. The elevated power-to-weight ratio enables it to hit 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds and reach a top speed of 211 miles per hour. The main attraction is, of course, the 6.5-liter V12, which boasts 75% new parts and undergoes a series of mods to raise its output while, thankfully, retaining its naturally aspirated soul. A stroked version of the F12 6.3-liter mill, the V12 features new pistons, new con rods, a reinforced crankcase, and a trick new direct fuel injection system that runs at a staggering 5,076 pounds per square inch. The system is capable of changing the shape of fuel droplets as they're injected into the combustion chamber, adjusting for around-town drivability or balls-to-the-wall performance. A revised air intake system incorporates a new plenum and bigger air inlet with wider throttle valves for better breathing. Silver lining, CO2 emissions have been reduced thanks to the new injection system and reduced friction from new 5W50 engine oil. Each of the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission's gears has been shortened, which has the virtual effect of producing an extra 50 horsepower, as if the mighty V12 was wanting for oomph. Upshifts can now happen 30% quicker, and the engine's ability to rev match for downshifts occurs 40% faster. Aiding the 812's performance are revised aerodynamic profiles via panoply of vents, ducts, vortex generators, and diffusers. With the goal of reducing drag while maintaining downforce, airflow is manipulated via passive elements at the front diffusers and 3 active flaps at the rear. The powertrain tweaks seem tiny compared to the big news in the chassis department. Ferrari's first use of electric steering, EPS. What took so long in an era when performance brands like Porsche are now several generations into their EPS technology? Ferrari says it considered the tech for the 488 GTB, but it wasn't dynamically satisfying enough to warrant production. With so many systems digitally interfacing in the 812, from traction, stability control and magnetorheological dampers to the electronic differential, Ferrari says it was finally time for the steering to become part of that dialogue. The steering system now has a seat at the vehicle dynamics table, says lead Ferrari test driver Raffaele De Simone, which begs the inevitable question, is the steering feel good enough to warrant the change? More on that later. Unlike Ferrari's famously purposeful mid-engine cockpits, the cabin of the front-engine 812 Superfast feels spacious and fairly airy, with good forward visibility. Inherited from the GTC4 Lusso is the so-called twin cockpit feature, which adds an 8.8-inch touchscreen above the glove box displaying navigation, drive mode setting or instrumentation info. The system works well enough and can easily be switched off.